So we're going to, we're going to start in a nice, strong standing posture, grounded through the feet, and we're just going to shift from side to side. You can exaggerate in that movement by lifting up through the sides of the feet. You can see we get that gentle movement through the knees and the hips, so it has an impact through the whole lower body. And just great to mobilize through the feet. Super simple. A bit of cracking, click in there, that's okay. And then we're going to bring it forward and back, so onto the toes, onto the heels, just waking up that core stabilization system, connecting the toes to the ground. And as we take it right up onto the toes, we're pressing down through the big toe, just to really help us create that stability so we can hold it at the top and feel strong and stable. We're activating through the plantar fascia, so the underside of the feet, and up through the calves. So we're going to do one more. Press down through the big toes, bring that back down, and then we're going to take ourselves into a side bend. So we're going to do a little bit of opening through the sides of the body today, especially through that rib cage, down into that lower back. So we'll start super simple. We're just going to take one hand up to the sky, lengthen through the fingertips, around through the feet, and then we're just going to take that over to the side, opening through the shoulder and through the rib cage. Just bear with me 1 second. Tiggy! No. 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 Okay, and we switch to the other side. So we're just going to really focus on opening out through that rib cage, ground the feet. You get that nice release through the shoulder, rib cage, down into the lower back, and then we switch. And I find it quite nice to place the hand on that rib cage as we open out through the side. And then we shift that over to the side. So it doesn't matter about what it looks like. I just want you to really think about what it feels like as we open through the side of the body. Are there any areas that feel particularly restricted? We're going to do one more on each side. Okay, from there, we're going to take ourselves into a staggered, excuse Mog the cat. So this next exercise, ideally we're going to do it in a kneeling position, but if that is not good for you, we will just do it in a staggered stance position, and you can do exactly the same. Okay, so staggered stance, and if we can, we're going to lower that back knee down. Okay, we're going to take the front knee into about 90 degrees, and if we can, we're going to place the top of the back foot down, and we gently press down through the back lower leg to increase that feeling of stability. We took under through the tailbone, so exactly the same if you're doing it standing. Okay, and we're going to place the same hand as the front leg onto that front leg. The other hand is going to come up and over into the side bend. Okay, so again, we're opening up through the shoulder, rib cage down into the lower back, and we're even creating some nice opening down towards the pelvis and the hip. Ear to the sky. Okay, remember we're gently pressing down through that back lower leg to feel strong and stable. And then we relax it down. So exactly the same side, we keep it here, okay? And again, you can do exactly the same in standing with a staggered stance. We're going to use the same hand as the back leg, and we're going to reach that hand forward. So you can see this time I'm shifting the weight forward onto that front leg, and then I'm going to lift up, drawing the elbow back, and I'm opening through the hips. Okay, I'm glancing towards the back elbow, and I'm just holding it there. Okay, and we're getting this spiral effect through the body, so this nice release across the body. Okay, we go again. We reach it forward, we load through the front leg. Okay, lift it back up, draw the elbow back. So we're still pressing down through that back lower leg. That front knee is in alignment with the toes, and we're opening through the hips. We glance towards the back elbow. We're creating nice release through the spiral line of the body. And we're going to do that once more. We reach all the way forward. So again, you can do this standing. If kneeling is not great for you, you draw it up, draw the elbow back, press down through that back lower leg, nice alignment through the front leg, glance to the back elbow, open through those hips. And then we're going to draw it back to a centered position. We're going to switch to the other side. So 90-degree at that front knee, pressing down through that back lower leg and scooping the tail thrown under. Okay, same sided hand as the front leg, and place that hand on the leg, and the other hand comes up and over into the side bend. So front view of that looks like this. So nice and grounded through that front leg. Okay, we open out through the side of the body, through the shoulder, rib cage, lower back, even down into that pelvis and hip. You breathe here to the sky, so we're trying not to fall forward. Hold that position. And then we relax that down. Okay, so exactly the same as what we did on the other side. The same hand as the back leg, we're going to glide that all the way forward, and we're going to reach, 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 reach. Then we lift up and out of that, and then we draw the elbow back. The glance is towards the back elbow, nice alignment through that front knee, open through the hips, and we're still pressing down through that back lower leg. We glide it all the way forward. Load through that front leg, and reach. We lift it back up, glide the elbow back, open through the hips. Okay, so it's interesting to see how it feels from side to side. Okay, we go forward again. So on this side, it feels very different to me. The last side, I could really feel that release through the spiral line of the body. This side, I actually feel it more through the hip. Okay, so we're just targeting any areas that we're carrying a little bit of tension in. Okay, we relax there. We're going to bring that knee down, and we're going to take it into a 4-point kneeling position. So take it into that 4-point kneeling position. Again, if kneeling isn't a great option for you, I'll just show you what we're going to do now. Okay, so if kneeling's not a great option for you, hands on back of the sofa, a bit of furniture, and we're just going to shift, scoop the bottom from side to side, just really encouraging that nice kind of opening through the pelvis and around the lower back. Okay, so from here, 4-point kneeling position, we're going to start by just walking the hands round to our left. And as we do that, we're focusing on opening through the right side of the body. So as we do that, the right hand is going to scoop all the way around, yeah, so that we're really feeling an opening through the rib cage, through the shoulder, and down into the lower back. Now, the key to this is keeping the pelvis still. Don't let the pelvis move with you. Okay, the pelvis remains still. We're opening through the side of the body. And then we're going to walk that back. and we're going to take it over to the other side. So this time we walk the hands over to the right, and it's the left hand that scoops around. If you're not sure, just take a look at the video. Okay, pelvis remains in that neutral position. Okay, and we're really looking for that nice opening out through the rib cage. Amazing. Okay, we walk that back to center, and then we're going to take ourselves into a seated position. We're going to cross the legs. Okay, so the goal with cross legs is that we can keep it upright. Okay, if you need some assistance, you can use the fingertips, the hands on the ground, and that the legs can be relaxed down. So that's just something to work on. We're going to take one hand out to the side, we step it out. The other hand is coming up and over into the side bend, grounded through both seat bones. And then we draw it back up with a nice energy about it. Okay, so we step it out to the side, into the side bend, remember ear to the sky. And then we draw that back up. Okay, so you can either keep it as it is, or we can add a little bit more. So as we come over to the side, we can gently curl forward. As if we were taking the fingertips towards the ground in front of us. Back up to side bend, and then back up to center. We step the hand out into that side bend, open through the body, ground the seat bones, curl it forward. Feel up through the shoulders in a really nice way. Okay, nice energy to bring it back to center. Step it out, hand over to the side. Curl it forward. Lift it back into side bend. Up we go. We've got one more to do. Step the hand out. Over we go. Curl it round. Back up. Bring it back to center. Amazing. Okay, from there, we're just going to hinge through the hips. Okay, so we really think about just kind of closing the door. And then once we've hit that point where we can't go any further, or you might find that's quite minimal anyway, that's okay. We then allow the upper body to melt down towards the ground, right to the crown of the head. Relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through the neck. Breathe those nice big full breaths. And as you settle into that position, just ask the body for a little bit more. We roll it back up, and then we're going to switch so that the legs are crossed the other way. Length through the spine, hinge through the hips, and then we melt the upper body down towards the ground. And again, we notice if there's any difference. So I know the other way for me, the second side, I can feel it more through my left glute. Okay, so it's just about noticing if there's any imbalances, any restrictions. And by doing these movements, we help to alleviate that. Okay, we'll roll it back up. Okay, so we're going to take ourselves now, so we're laying onto our side. Okay, you can use a head support, a cushion to support the head. The underneath arm is untucked, the shoulders untucked, and the hand is out in the front of us. Okay, we're going to glide the top hand forward. Okay, and we're going to open the book. So the hand comes up towards the sky, and then we rotate back. We close the book, so the hand comes up and over and back to the start position. If that's too much for your shoulder, keep the hand as close to the body as possible, okay? And then we lead back with the elbow as if we're drawing a bow and arrow. Okay, so that's if we want to offload the shoulder. Otherwise, we're going to open that book, hands to the sky, rotate around. If you want a little bit more from that, you could anchor the pelvis by straightening that underneath leg, keeping the top knee bent, and you do exactly the same. And you'll hit a point where, actually it feels more challenging to move through that because the pelvis is anchored. So we've got more rotation through that spine. But again, there should be no pain or discomfort, so just work with what feels right for you. We glide it forward, we open it. I'm going to do that once more. Amazing. So from there, if we're not using a cushion, we're just going to bend through that elbow, take the hand, kind of create a pillow for the head with the arm. Okay, so I'm just encompassing the head with the arm, and we're going to work through the top arm and the top leg. So we're going to straighten the top leg. Okay, and straight away we kind of create this opening down through the lower back and hip. And then the top arm is going to come up and over head. And we're going to create that length from fingertips to the heel or the toes into the foot. Okay, from here, the arm and the foot are going to come up towards the sky. Now our level one is that the head and shoulders don't move. Okay, and then we extend that back out, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. If we can, we take the fingertips to the ground, the foot to the ground, and create this really very subtle curve through the upper body, and through the top line of the body, and then we go again. Okay, we take it up, and then we draw it down. If we want a little bit more from this, to create a little bit more core stability, as we come up, we can lift up through the neck and the shoulder to touch the hand to the leg, and then we draw it back down. So you can see that for me, quite naturally, the underneath arm extends out to increase stability of the body on the ground, and then we draw that back down and we open it out. So remember, you don't have to lift up through the head and shoulder. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. We're going to do one more of those. Up we go. Draw that back down, and then we're going to switch to the other side. Okay, so we start with the opening of the book. Oh, nice teddy there, sorry girls. Okay, so down we go. Underneath arm on top, you can use your head on a cushion, knees bent, hips stacked. We glide the top hand forward, and then we're going to open through the arms, so open the book and rotate back. So remember, if your shoulder is not feeling great with this, you keep the hand as close to the body, you glide the hand back and you lead with the elbow, so as if you're drawing a bow and arrow. And we glide it forward. Otherwise, we're going to open the book. Open the book and then close the book. And if you want more from it, you straighten the underneath leg, keep the top knee bent, and that anchors the pelvis. Okay, so you'll hit a point sooner where you go, ooh, that feels like my end of range, and then you just relax into it. And then you bring it back, close the book, reach it forward, open it. And we're going to do one more. Okay. So now if you've got your head on a cushion, just get the arm in a nice comfortable position. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of create a pillow for my head. Okay, I'm going to bend the underneath, or bending both knees. Then I'm going to straighten the top leg out. The top arm is going to come up and overhead. Shimmy down the mat a little bit. And we lengthen. Now, you can either just keep the head and neck down towards the ground and just draw everything out. And then bring it back down, lengthen. Do one more repetition like that, and then I'll show you, well, you can lift up through the head, neck and shoulders if you would like. So again, single-sided exercise. Notice how it feels from one side to the other. You can see as I lift up through the head, neck, or the head and neck, that my arm automatically extends out to increase stability. Reach. Up we come. Lifting that up. And then drawing that back down. We go again. And we're going to do one more. And then we take ourselves down onto our back. We're just going to hug the knees to the chest. Give them a little wiggle. If we can, we're going to take hold of the feet and just press them towards the sky. Nice curve through the lower back. Just kind of give the shoulders a little wiggle. And we're going to bring ourselves into a seated position. We're going to take those legs out straight, hands down behind us, lift and open through the chest. Just think about the shoulder blades within the rib cage, letting go of any grip through the hips or the legs. Nice big full breaths. We are done and twisted.